Hello, everyone. Namaste and welcome to Light, Laughter, and Lattes. My name is Geri Habstritt and my co-host Patty Peterson. We are both Avesa quantum healers, medical intuitives, Self-Ascension intuitive counselors, and your hosts today. We are broadcasting on a Friday, which is not normal for us. Usually we are live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time, but things just didn't line up this week. So we thought we would jump in on a Friday and hopefully add a little bit of a boost to your weekend that's coming up here ahead. And so we just want to say hi and welcome to everyone that's listening via Oneness Talk Radio Facebook or Oneness Talk Radio YouTube, or maybe catching this later via podcast. And if you are and you want to see the show live, jump on over to Oneness Talk Radio Facebook or YouTube, and this is a live broadcast. And either way, we are glad you're here. We are glad you're listening. And we are just excited to be here at this time now with all of you. So today's show, Living Your Heart Song. And this was inspired in a number of ways. The timing felt just perfect. We are at a time right now where there's so many graduating from either high school or college, and you're getting out into the world and you've got this energy and this excitement, and you know you came here to do something, and you've got guidance counselors telling you what to do, and you've got parents telling you what to do, and teachers, and a society that says that you should do this or do that. You need to make money. You need to be prestigious. You need to have fame. You need to, whatever the you need tos are. But you also have a soul that's saying, hey, you took birth for something, what is that something? And it correlates directly to your soul song. We all have a soul song. And not only that, but Patty and I are going through right now, we're both medical intuitives, and we took training many, many, many years ago and work with clients regularly. But we are now getting, let's call it our master's degree in medical intuition. And right now we are working on connecting with clients' soul songs. And so it's just lining up like, let's share this with everyone. Let everyone know about soul song, what that means, and how that correlates to our body. And so Patty, you want to add something to that?
Absolutely. I'll jump in and share a little too, because having been practicing as a medical intuitive now for a decade, both Geri and I working with clients, we learned about this some time ago. And so we've gotten to see what this means in clients' lives when we can help them to access into this essence. It's an energy that we all have. And the way that we find it is by intuitively going into that heart center. And we ask, what is this alignment for them, this positive energy of why are they here? Why are they here at this time? Give me that message. And when I get the message in a certain way, Geri may get it a little differently. And the key is whatever I see, that essence of what I hear, see, and as I share that positive essence with the client, they can anchor it and add to it what they know to feel what's true for them, right? And to see that, it's like everybody feels like, oh, yes, it's a remembrance. Mm-hmm. And that's partly what we want to talk about is how do we forget and what comes on board that we lose that. Some of us, maybe I didn't even know about this. I mean, I knew about my soul and I was just discovering more of what I was meant to do back, 10 and 20 years ago, more into the holistic and the spiritual training. But I didn't learn it quite this way yet till then.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that everyone out there listening could find their own soul song. So I think, at the end of this show, what we'll do is we'll do a chakra balance, and we'll go up into our hearts, and we'll stop, and we'll each connect and get our own soul song. And we'll guide you all through that, how to find your own and just to trust what you get.
Exactly. And there's keys and clues along the way, right, Jer? As far as when we start to slow down and pay more attention to where are our passions? Where do I lose a sense of time? Things like this, that's starting to bring you into that essence of your infinite self, your soul self.
Mm-hmm. I know what I found, and so many times when we connect with someone's soul song, it's often an image. And, the image that I chose for the e-card today was a young boy, laying backwards with this big pile of balloons in his hands with an ecstatic smile on his face, right? So this is oftentimes an image we will get for a client about a soul song, right? Something simple like that, not to be the president of the United States,
right?
not to be the best at this,
right? No, exactly. It's an essence. It's that energy of realigning with your authenticity. Yes. Yeah. For me too, it's often depicted as a young child, and we all have that aspect in us. Geri and I have talked in the past about some of the wounds our inner child took on and how we heal that and connect with that. And when we do heal these different wounds and scripts and limiting beliefs, that essence of that child in us is just the picture Geri said, right? That creative, curious, in the moment, present, not thinking about the future or the past.
Yeah, and one way to know, this is how I know. So if I'm working too much, and let's say the work that I'm doing, I like it, but it's really not, and I love to create. I could sit on the computer for hours and create things, but I also can sit on the computer for hours not creating, doing tasks. And if I do too much of that, I start to get irritable. You know what? I get the feeling like a young child who wants to go out to play, but you're forced to do homework, or you've got all these things, or you've been grounded and you're dying to get out and you're forced and you can't do it. And so then I know, well, what is it I'm wanting? And images will come up. Well, I just need to go. I want to lay in the sun. I just need to go to walk in nature. And what are those things that's pulling at you because you're like, dang, I got to do this work and I'm missing something. What is it that I'm missing? And if you go do it, it recharges you and you come back and you're like, okay, now I can do more of this. So whatever that is, and it might be going and getting a donut, and it might be something, it might be skipping around. It might just be going and laying in the grass on your back and looking up at the sky. It might be something simple, but those are all clues.
Yes, exactly. Paying close attention, becoming much more conscious, of how are we feeling in any given moment? What is recharging, realigning us with that essence, that vitality, right? That's bringing all of that down into our root chakras. And in order to then be expressive of more of who we are. And we'll talk a little more about each chakra and how that plays out in our energy field. Mine too, the other day, there was a lot of mental tasks. And I start to get this drained. And especially I think if we're on technology, it can do that a lot. It's got a lot of gifts, but yet I was getting drained and tired, so tired. So I grabbed my dog and went, and I knew the water was calling. And I couldn't believe, I stepped out and it was like I went giddy. The whole energy within me shifted by just being there. And of course the cell phone didn't work there, which is ideal. And that was my recharge. So I was able to come back and attend to some more chores. Then we can, or to do tasks or work, bring a little more of that devotion to it, perhaps. Oh, I like that word sometime. Am I bringing, my essence into this versus when I'm really drained?
Absolutely. So I just want to do a quick little shout out. Hi, Geri. Hi, Gladys. Thanks for joining in the chat. Anyone else who's there, jump in and say hi. We love to see your greetings, just to know that there's someone out there. We love that. And we have the call board open. And the number is right there on the screen, 517-208-1500. So if you have anything that you would like to ask us, medical intuitive question, or just want to share in our conversation, we welcome that as well. I think we should go into the thing that fascinates me the most, or one of the most things about soul song, is that our physical bodies are literally designed to carry our soul song, to carry our essence. Every single chakra in the body, from the crown that receives the soul's energy, all the way down to the root, which is, the root is connected to our legs, which is where we walk out into the world and express our soul song. Our body was designed to live what we came here to do. And where we find the most congestions and the most problems, and the congestions in these chakras usually have to do with not living that. And they build up, and then there's disease, and there's things that happen because we forget who we are. We forget why we came here. We forget to live that soul song. And so maybe we have the $1 million job, but we don't have the vitality anymore. And so what good is the money if you can't enjoy it? And so let's kind of go through the body and some of the things people might experience when they're not living their soul song.
Right. And what some of that happens to be, where do we take on some of these congestions, blockages? And, as we chat about each of these, you might want to tune into, each one of your chakras, because you can always keep getting some of your own intuitive messages and guidances. And we all have areas of our body that call out to us and need a little extra attention, love, connection, acceptance. So pay attention to that too, what area that is and what's going on there. So absolutely. So infinite divine energy, source energy coming into our crown. What is this, Geri?
That's our soul essence. That's the energy. That's our soul song, our soul essence. It's coming through. And when the seventh chakra is open and available, we are open to receive that.
Yes. This is when we clearly have this anchored, this connection to the divine infinite. We've healed our limiting beliefs around certain religious dogmas, things like that can somewhat congest energy here. And we then really, truly have this trust in challenges. We believe in miracles. We see a higher picture when this is really on board, your crown. And think of what's under there, where, congestions, if the energy's not flowing here. Right? Our central nervous system, that's your whole brain, spine going down. Sides, there are glands in there, and some of the glands go more to this center, but a lot of them, there's certain major illnesses that are a real crown imbalance. The MSs, the Parkinson's, the dementias, those are common ones. And yet, even if you suffer from migraines, we would want to look a little more at the 6 and the 7.
Right. And to take note. So, did you grow up in a household where there was strict religious beliefs? And not to put judgment around this,
right,
but just take stock and think, have these beliefs limited my soul song? If my image is the little boy with the big pile of balloons wanting to burst out into the world, has that religious belief stopped me in any way from doing that? And if it has any way stopped your full expression, you might want to consider, working on, maybe just putting it aside, saying, what if I could just put aside this belief and allow myself to be completely free? How does that feel to me?
Right. And I can speak from personal experience, having had a lot of very conservative, fundamentalist Christian dogma, and no judgment again. That's what I chose as a soul level to come through. However, when I started to have symptoms of tremors in my hands, there were remnants of that. So this, have mercy on ourselves, because often there's generation upon generation upon generation of some of these energies coming through. And some of us then, as we heal it in us, we heal up the generation and down. And so I was not conscious until I got the symptom to go deeper. And that I still had some anger at God. I had been through some big challenges in my childhood of sexual abuse, and then, a young mother with children, losing my husband. So I was not consciously, I thought I had healed most of mine around judging God to a infinite loving God, but a symptom was my gateway.
Well, and so many have the belief system, even in their religion, that God is a punishing God.
Yeah.
So if you are forever believing, if you're forever believing that you're doing something wrong because there's somebody up in the sky that's watching you and is going to punish you, and that has a tally sheet like Santa Claus, right? That's a belief system right there that can limit the flow that's coming through.
Right. Exactly. Which it was for me too. And like Geri said, the more we're aware of it, we can say, now, is that really my truth? And yet sometimes we might need to go a little deeper. Energy work helps. And personally, that, I was instructed by the healer to do some venting and to write it out. And could I find the gifts in order then to find full forgiveness for all? And forgiveness is the universal healer.
Right.
And that needs to be repeated for most of us throughout our life, because we've all been here a while and we're coming down the pike from generations of things.
Well, exactly. And I bet, Patty, if you go back, because I didn't have the strict, my family was fairly open. We were like, let's try this, let's try that, let's take the pieces that we like and leave the pieces we don't like. So I was very open to be able to do whatever I want spiritually, which was nice. Yes. But you had to work with that. And even now you still do, because you have so much family that's still there and you have to go back to it occasionally. What was your gift? Like when you go back and you think, what was the gift of being born into that strict religious belief? What did your soul get from that now?
Right. I think, each one of us, it's a beautiful question to look back, because we can then forgive when we claim the positive qualities we developed. So much more compassion. I learned a lot about community, having a community that really supported each other. Everybody had each other's back within that, but still, that was beautiful. And as I started to find my own truth, your world's crumbling and everything's very different at that time. It's very scary. You need somebody outside of that, our immediate, to support us being who we really are. And then when I had that and developed within me, you can go back with more compassion for where they're at. And so I know I definitely developed more compassion and understanding of all walks.
Okay, so we've only done the seventh chakra. We still have a lot more body to go.
We can talk all night.
We're not even in our body yet. We're still at the top of our head. Okay,
now we've got this, right?
Yep. Our soul's energy is coming in, and we are open. We've let go of the dogmas, the belief systems that said, that God's going to punish us, and we're in this open state of just being able to be who we are without limitation. And now we've moved into the sixth chakra, which is our vision, our ears, really our senses. Our brain is right there.
Many organs, many glands, whole endocrine system, your kingpin, pituitary, hypothalamus, pineal, big one. Yes.
Yep. And from there we've got, from there we can carry the vision, right? The vision of what we came here to do.
Yes.
Ideally, that's the job of this area. Okay, yes. My eyes can see beyond. It can see beyond what's expressing out in this world. And right now there's a lot expressing. What do I know to be true, right?
Yes, exactly. And do I trust my personal guidance with my guides, the spirit, angels, whatever, versus how much am I tied to, and I go like this because it gets stuck over here, the energy here, when it's about toxic relationships or unforgiveness. And these are beliefs more that we've taken on from the family of origin, possibly from or others close to us, which can be fed from our seventh. So yes, the more we heal each one, it helps further down too. And so now you move into these supportive spiritual relationships, your guidance, your connection to carry this and hold this vision, which will be supported as we bring it down further as we get lower. Right?
Yeah. And so many, what happens, and probably many of you are listening are going to relate to this. This is where you have the people in your family or maybe a close family member, maybe the school teachers, maybe your guidance counselors, maybe your pastor, whoever might start saying things to you like, you really need to be a doctor. You really need to be a lawyer. You're not going to make money in this world unless you make, you're not going to be happy unless you have a lot of money. How are you going to put food on the plate? Right? So these are where we can start taking on some limited belief systems from the family and those around us who are imposing their view of how life works upon us. And we can get stuck there because we're meant to carry the vision of our soul, not the vision of those around us who are telling us what they think is true.
Exactly. Yes. Yep.
And so from there we can have eyesight things, think about all your senses in your brain, right? Brain cancer, so many things can manifest there.
Endocrine imbalances, very much. Yes, this is a big one. Sixth, we address just about with every client. And so notice for yourself. And it really helps then when you do some sort of meditation, connecting and trusting your connection to your guidance, your personal guidance.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're wide open. Our soul energy comes in. We've got the vision. We're connected to the angels and guides around us, seeking guidance from them as opposed to the family with limited with limitations.
Exactly.
We're carrying the vision of what we came here to do, and we're seeing that vision. We're carrying it out into the world. And now that energy goes down into our throat, which is our truth chakra. And Patty, you want to share more about that?
Absolutely. And so our, this truth chakra, our fifth, is very much about knowing what's true for you, knowing what's true for you. Am I swallowing somebody else's truth? And often we're not even aware of that again until certain things start showing up in our life or we start having imbalances. I know as a child, I was having strep throat a lot. How many other people, right?
3 times, 4 times.
Yes. It was festering that we were not able to share or not safe to be heard. This is also about listening within. Now, when we talk about how we could take these beliefs, from our family of origin and things, some of that can be even about what a woman can do. I know through some of my lineage, not that many, back then went to college. We got married, had babies, and so in different cultures, society, things around being a woman even. And this can then feed into, those limiting beliefs can feed here till we become more aware of, oh, maybe I'm not believing some of that anymore, and do I feel safe to be that? Because when it's healed, it does want to sing out your soul song, right, Geri?
Yeah, well, and I worked at a university for about 4 or 5 years, and when universities first started, there was only 2 professions, at least in the Minnesota area, that a woman could do: nursing or be a teacher.
There we go. Right.
So if you really have a passion that you wanted to be something other than that, you kind of had to hold that back, or you were going against society. And so that would be, anytime you have a real clear passion of something you want to be. And I know that musicians and artists really take bad raps on this, because how many parents have said to their children that want to be musicians and artists, well, how are you going to make money at that? Are you going to be able to sell enough prints to make money at that?
Right. Many hear that. I've got artists in my family. Absolutely. And one of, this center, not only is it our thyroid, our parathyroids, our neck, how many have neck, vertebrae, but it governs the respiratory. So if somebody's suffering with asthmas and lung, this is really about their truth. Where am I not safe being in my truth?
Right.
Where am I not feeling heard? Am I listening to my inner guidance? These questions to ask ourselves.
Yeah. So many. And then to be careful too, and I think about all of these things always with my children, right? Because now they're going to have different belief systems than I am, and different truth than me, and they're at a different place than I am, right? So being careful to allow them to express and be exactly who they are in the way they want to be, right?
So true. Our teachers, mine, oh gosh, so much so. Helping me to look at some of these beliefs that I took on, like the 40-hour work week. I have, a couple sons following their joys. Well, many of my children are, but they work about 15 hours a week in Spain teaching, and then they get to follow their passions of travel and playing guitar and writing in between. And I can see some of my old structures around that sometime.
And Patty, are they broke? Being able to live, have they found a way?
They found a way, absolutely, which is so amazing. They are minimalists. Again, another new concept for me, right? One even has lived in a van for a period of time, well equipped with its solar panels or whatever. Yes. So, these next generation, the ones that are starting to show us some of this. Different ways of living and being where they're feeling fed and nourished in order to bring their creative gifts out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the throat is a big one, especially with women. I can't tell you how many women I've come across with thyroid issues because their truth has been suppressed for so long. Not just their soul song, but the truth of who they know they are and what they can do, and it's starting to come out more with the feminine energy coming up. More women are standing up, speaking out, feeling free to be who they really are. But that's the essence of being able to have this healthy throat and respiratory, is feeling free to be who you are and express it.
Yes. And if it's hard for somebody at first, try journaling. Try saying whatever you want to say in a journal, and listening within, getting what is it that I'm really needing to express.
Or use your throat and scream it out.
Yes.
Scream it out, sing it out, write it out in a song, and then sing. Use that throat and just.
Yes, cleared out sound will really make a big difference.
Yeah.
And
okay, so the inspiration's coming through, our soul songs coming through. We're open in the crown. We've got the vision of who we came here to be. We bring it into our throat and our true center. We can express it. Not that we have to go stand on a soapbox and tell everyone. It's not about that.
No. It's no. And often an anchored truth chakra is just in how you are. It's in your presence. It doesn't mean we're out there doing everything like this.
Yep. And then that energy comes down and it's in our heart.
Yes.
Right. Our heart, our soul song. And that's where we find it, is in the heart.
Your heart, your unique, special imprint is there.
And it's a circulatory system, and it's pumping. ventricle, right, left ventricle, right in balance, giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving our joy. And that's our blood, is our joy. Our heart is circulating our blood, which is our joy. Just think, if you are stifled somewhere and you're not in your joy, what is circulating through your body if your blood is your joy? Exactly. So like, we were designed to do this. If we want vitality, right?
Yes.
We were built.
Tissues. And the breath above it, taking it in, taking the life essence, prana, into that blood to nourish, oxygenate it, to pump it to all your tissues, to serve hands, feet.
Yeah, we forgot about the lungs right behind the heart.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Taking in the breath of life. Do I want to breathe anymore? Do I want to take in this breath and this life, or am I like, oh God, I can't live here.
Life too hard.
Yeah.
Or I'm not, somewhere, if there's a deep old belief around, I'm just still not safe being me, or
right.
It'll be. And so notice how many, we start like our shoulders coming forward and hunching this. It's almost like an unconscious protection of this.
Yep, contracting.
Yes. And, shoulders are our heart center. We, how many of us get the burdens in life can tend to hang here. And so our heart is so much, it is our love center. It's, right side is self-love. Is that balanced with our love of others, our partner, our family, and then the global love, all of those in balance to flow the energy and out through the hands and the whole body.
Absolutely. Okay, so now we are going to move down into our solar plexus, and this is a big one. So the solar plexus, and this is where people most probably notice it anywhere if they are not living their heart song. And not necessarily, it doesn't have to be your job. You just have to do it enough so that your soul is nourished by it. And the solar plexus is the digestive area, and it governs so many organs. We got the pancreas there, and we've got, which is about the sweetness of life, right? And do you find sweetness in your joys, in your day's work?
The service,
working world.
Whether, yes, you're a stay-at-home mom or out in the world. And there is a proverbial picture of, the white collar worker chomping on Tums, because, they're working, but are they really, feeling the joy in it? And are they using all their gifts, skills, and talents that are unique to them? Which is similar to, an imbalance in the heart, a major heart attack. Sometimes that happens in people's lives to wake up to, whoa, I'm really not in alignment with my soul song.
Yeah.
And they're so stopped that they reevaluate their whole life. And studies have been, one of the most common times is Monday morning. Isn't that right, Geri?
Right. Yep.
At least at one point that study did. I can't say.
Yep. More heart attacks Monday mornings when it's time to go, get back on the old treadmill again, back to the grind, do the same thing for another week. And dang, I just can't do it again. And the heart shuts down, telling you, hey, reevaluate, take a look at this.
Yes.
Are you really getting joy out of this life? Are you doing what you came here to do, or what you want to do? Are you being nourished by life? Right. And so the digestive system is about expressing our creative gifts. I mean, it's all about, it was designed to express our joy, to go out in the world and take that joy that we brought all the way down into the solar plexus and go out there and do something with it, to express it.
It's about action. It governs muscles. And then digesting, and think of all the organs in the body as metaphoric too. How am I digesting life? That's a big part. Do I, am I savoring it? Do I find every bit of it delicious? Or am I sick? Is it red and irritated? This is pretty common, the IBS, things like that. Where are my irritations, inflammations? And not that we don't support it on a physical, by eating better and all of that, because that's even a big piece too, right? Eating food that's made with love.
Right.
It's energy. Everything's energy.
And food that's nourishing and food that
Yeah.
you can digest easily so that your gut system doesn't have to work so hard at it, you know.
Yeah. And
Right. And tough if you're in a position that's day to day that you don't like what you do, and it's hard to digest, right? Hard to digest getting up and doing the same thing each day. So, take notice of your stomach. And is there things you can do to make that position more digestible? So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to quit what you're doing, but can you take a day out of the middle of the week to do what you want to do? Can you just say, hey, I want Wednesdays off, or
exactly. Or maybe even, something with the stomach could be, perhaps at work, I need to set a boundary around something.
Sure.
To make it more palatable, or to speak up a little more, to bring more of my self-essence into this position. Right. So they can all work together that way too. I can say that I would get low blood sugar. So there's our pancreas, and that's about this having enough satisfaction and sweetness flowing. Mm-hmm. And that usually happens for me again, the blood sugar dips when I was too much on the mental to-do. Mm-hmm. And I was not fitting in my own self-nourishment, my own what was bringing me joy at the time. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, learning to eat a little more balanced is a piece of it too.
Sure. And absolutely. I mean, you can even if you are, say, a cubicle, right? Can you decorate your cubicle?
Yes.
Can you bring in some nice lights? Can you bring in some crystals? Can you make the environment around you enjoyable so that so there's things that you can do. You can be creative with, if you feel like you have to be in a situation for a while. I mean, ultimately, hopefully you're not choosing something that you feel like you have to do. Right. But there are things you can do to modify, to take action, to make it better.
More enjoyable, to bring more of you into that essence as you're gaining deeper clarity on what else you might want to do down the road, or create, and sometimes just bringing in more of those creative hobbies on the side is plenty to keep us balanced and expressed. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, so now the digestive system, now we move down into our sacral center, which is the traditional second chakra. Mm-hmm. And this is our organs of creation, our reproductive system. This is where we create our dreams, and it's tied directly to our vision. So we've got this soul energy that's coming down. We've got the vision of who we're supposed to be. We're in our truth around it. Our heart is open and balanced, and we are now expressing that. And now, and then now we've got the dream that we keep dreaming to keep us going. And there's so many things around this if we stop dreaming, or we lose our vision, or we lose track of who we are and we forget, and we can't even come up with a vision.
Right. Some people that's really even hard. If we've been so long just in the grind and not being able to even think maybe of ourselves or for ourselves, it's hard at first for some people, and that's okay. There's a start, like just what would your perfect day feel like and look like? Mm-hmm. And what's also important about this chakra right below the belly button is that it's also the organs of elimination. Mm-hmm. So this is where it ties to the sixth in the sense of, are there old beliefs that I'm unconsciously hanging on to that are holding me back from creating that vision, that dream, and birthing it? Mm-hmm. And the more that we discover those, and they might be just beliefs, or they may be old traumas that, for me, manifested in my uterus, and the fibroids and tumors. Tumors are usually congealed up angers and hurts that just are like this. Mm-hmm. And, again, when you start having symptoms, is an opportunity to find the gift, and to bring greater consciousness for balance and harmony there. And thankfully, I was able to unwind some of those old hurts to then bring forward to create more of my life in using my gifts, skills, and talents.
Right. Well, it's where we hold on to frozen past pictures.
Yes.
And I know many of you can think of how this works. So if you rewind yourself back to anything in your life, even where you're young, maybe there was an angst or hurt or something that happened at school, maybe it was bullying, you can immediately pull up a picture of where you were. Sometimes a smell, sometimes, whatever. Those frozen pictures are what gets stuck there and congest there. And so, and this is also where we birth our dreams. So it's got the old stuff, and it's also we're creating the new stuff there. So there's a lot of things that happen in this little reproduction area. We're either reproducing the old over again because we haven't let go of it, or we're releasing it and we're producing something new. And but it's all about, ideally, it's about us being able to just flow into our dream with nothing holding us back.
Yeah, it sits in that cradle, the cradle of our pelvis. And think the hips are there too, to take action, to move forward. And the first and second chakras work a lot together in this area because they're around a lot of our traditional safety, to begin with, at the root of it, and sexuality. And some of us may have wounds around that. That can be what's congesting in there in order to have vitality come through there to believe in our dream.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So now we've come down to the very first chakra, and this is about serving from an abundant spirit.
On the spiritual level, energy, yes. As we seal all that old stuff around, am I supported? Do I have a tribe? Am I safe being me to walk in the world? Then to serve from this abundant spirit, you're bringing all of that down into that root.
Yeah, taking all that you've received, your soul song, who you are, what you're doing, and to be able to just go out in the world and know that you are supported in it and there's more than enough to go around, and I'm just going to serve from the truth of who I am, in joy. And it's not about, because I think it can get confused here. Because I know many healers especially think, okay, well, I came here to be a healer, and healer is a gift of mine, so I'm meant to just give it away. Right. But no, there needs to be balance. There needs to be a balance.
This is a good point that was coming forward for me too. In all these areas, what's the balance, right? Between, and that one is the doing versus being. It's the giving and the receiving is also the sacral, and in the heart, the balance of the self-love, and so this key balance. Exactly, Geri. We can tell when we've been doing too much, and then the energy runs down one side. What about the being who you are in that essence of that joy? There's just a lot to be said for that.
Absolutely. Well, being is the best part, because aren't we missing this life if we're not being? If we're doing, we're missing out.
Doing. We're not even conscious of what's the beauty passing by me and happening.
Yeah, we end up trying to get to the destination and we're losing the journey.
Yeah.
So our first chakra too was created for us to express and go out in the world and do what we can, our soul essence. Yeah. Our soul essence drops down literally onto our feet and says, okay, let's go.
Exactly. And do we believe the universe has our back? Do we believe in that abundance within the universe? And right, to the feet. How many of us have had feet issues, ankles, knees, up the legs, hips? That's all.
Or the left side is about our future. So if we know that we came here to do something, but yet we're hesitating and we're scared to walk out into the world and do it, our left leg, our left foot, we might feel little issues there or angst there or whatever. So it's all connected, but at the core, it's connected to our soul song, what we came here to do and be and express.
Exactly. They're all opportunities when we have these things happen to bring greater consciousness to that and ask the question. So did you want to go into and ask, help guide them into their heart, Geri?
Absolutely. Let's start doing, you want to do the chakra meditation and then we'll stop.
Well, those of you listening now and in the future and the archives, if you want to just tune in, and again, with this chalice, we clear out what's not there and let's state a positive. Let's anchor these so we can all emanate our heart songs into the planet, creating the new earth. Yes.
Absolutely. And I wanted to add too, right now, especially this month, it's really important that we are holding our vision for ourselves, because there's a lot of distractions out there that's trying to really to pull that vision from you, and that can easily happen. So this will really, really, really help you, connect with that soul song, that part of you that really knows why you came here. And once you get to it, like, yes, now hold the vision, bring it into that sacral chakra and use it to visualize and create and see yourself doing it. And hold that through this month as well as you can.
And any one small step, what is one small, mighty, maybe daring action I can take in the next 30 days to bring my life into alignment with my gifts? Mm-hmm. And show the value of your own gifts. Just asking yourself, what's one, even one small step, like Geri's saying, I'm going to practice holding this vision every morning when I sit with my cup of coffee and notice how I feel as I do that. Right?
Absolutely. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a job, right? You can say, I'm going to go lay in the sun and hold the vision. I'm going to go sit in the hot tub and hold the vision. I'm going to go float on my back in water and hold the vision. So you can, the more fun you have with the vision, actually, the more light and energy, your lightness, you're adding to the vision.
Yes. Not coming, need, but show me, help me feel this. There's your 6. Trust your guidance. Beautiful. Take a deep breath and connect with your traditional root chakra at the tip of your tailbone. I love to encourage crystal and light being brought down there. And as we clear out what's not there with a deep breath, I manifest well because I accept that all is of source. All is energy. Thus, all flows according to need and intention. Breathing that in there, anchor that in. I give without vanity. Deep breath into your sacral. Bring that light, that crystalline light into your below the belly button. Fill your creation center with light. Clear it out the front and the back. Any old limiting beliefs that are not serving you at this time. I respond to the natural flow and release the need to control it. I create wholeness by loving all of myself. Beautiful. Filling that whole center with crystalline light, bring it into your solar plexus, your gut. Nourish that stomach and all those beautiful organs. Breathing that in there. Take an intention to clear out any old limiting beliefs, pictures, past that's not serving. I embody personal power and presence. I'm an empowered creator. Really anchor that. I am an empowered creator. I trust the invisible timing of events. Woo. Filling now that beautiful light, bring it up the spine and into your heart center. Beautiful heart center. Fill the whole center with your crystalline light of your divine essence. Now go deep. Go deep into that heart. Beautiful heart, beating infinitely. Share with me. What is my heart song?
So just connect with that heart. Connect deeply with it. And just hear it beating. Feel it beating. And just ask, what is my soul song? And see yourself just surrounded by light. This beautiful bubble of crystalline light. And all the angels and guides are standing around, offering you all the assistance you need, all the trust you need. And they're turning up the colors so you can see it clearly. Turning up the whisper so you can hear it loudly. And how do you see yourself?
Trust all you see, you feel, you hear, and you just know. Embrace that beautiful gift of you. And bring that into your throat. The beautiful throat. See yourself singing your soul song. See yourself in alignment. See yourself now anchoring a new truth. I have a sense of my own inner voice and personal authority. Ooh, there you are. Beautiful. Wings are sprouting. Bringing it into your 6th chakra, between the eyes, your vision. I listen to my guidance and inner knowing. You're all doing that. Anchor that. Find support from my spirit family to envision and manifest my future. And then blast it out to your crown. Really feel that infinite connection of you with all that is. I know that all life is connected. Everything I do affects everything in the universe. Clearing it all, create your cocoon. And seal that, Geri. Seal that.
And so what you may want to do on these moments when you are crystal clear, first let's take a breath into our heart first. And just kind of, affirm that I got the vision. I got this. I know what my soul song is, and whatever I got and received is good enough. And I trust that it's all perfect. And then you may want to just jot it down, because times like this, you tend to be more clear than when you head out into the world and start doing things. And so you may want to write it down. You might want to add a little energy to it right now when we get off the show. You might want to color it up a little bit, jot it down, do whatever it is you like to do, and just kind of hold that soul song dear.
I feel you all lighting up. I see angel wings, colorful angel wings, hearing tones. Feel beautiful. Thank you. Everybody joining us, those in the chat.
Yeah, thank you so much. So it was great. I didn't see anyone. Oh, nope. Oh, wait a minute. We do have a quick call. Someone is calling. We have like a minute. Let's see. Hello, Terrell. Are you still there? Whoop. Hello, Terrell. Are you there? Okay, well, let me see. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Oh, yes, you are there. Go ahead, speak. We're here. Okay, well, maybe I was a little late on that, so I'm so sorry. Should have checked it a little bit sooner, but Wednesday we will be back again. And thank you all for listening today. It was our honor and pleasure. Got a lawnmower coming through, so it's a perfect time to end here. Okay. Thank you all for listening. Have a great week, and enjoy your soul songs. Namaste, everyone.
Weekend. Namaste.